Hey, happy Memorial Day, my peeps. Hello, hello. If you are a veteran, I thank you today for your sacrifices. And you know what? Angie B, way to be proactive with the unmute right before anything even happens. Like that's my girl. That's someone who knows how I roll here, right? She's already got the damn thing up and cuz she already knows. Like, this is it. Hello, hello. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Yes, thank you for your service. And for all of you that have veterans that have passed away, our thoughts are with you. And we also do appreciate your family members. My dad personally was a Korean War veteran, and my brother was also in the Army. So, much respect to those men that sacrifice. All right, so let's get into our live stream today. We are going to be talking about Bryan Kohberger, the Idaho 4 case, red cars. There's red cars, there's white cars, there's vans. But okay, so I just want to preface this by saying if I sound ignorant of the red car, it's because I am. I never heard about a red car. This was all new to me. And don't even ask me how I stumbled upon it, because I don't know, but I did. So here is a little video I put together. And if you guys have any more footage or videos of this red car anywhere else, I personally don't know where this is. And I was trying to figure it out, but I don't know, because it was just like a still shot. Yeah, it was news to me too, but apparently it was discussed. Elizabeth Moore. Oh, that's really good to know. Let me highlight that. Ooh, Scotland. Hello, Kaz Stewart. For some reason, I don't see it yet. And if you guys have any comments or questions that you want to get across, and I'll go through them before we sign off. And you can click right up at the top where it says Q&A, and you can do that there. Okay. All right, so let's get into it. This is what I put together. I don't think there's sound. Oh, okay, yeah. We're going to listen to this. So, compliments of Jonathan Lee Riches. We have this audio. This is a 9-minute clip from, I think he did like over an hour of some audio that was like thrown in a dumpster. And from, thank you for that, One Maiden Nut, 12-3. Deacon Street. Yeah, I have the copy of that. Thank you, Maiden Nut, 12-3. I didn't know the date. I had the thing. I hate that they don't put the date in their blotter, you know, next to each event. It's like at the top of the page, and then you have to remember. So, all right, we're going to be learning together. I don't know what road this is, but I seem to maybe remember there was a picture of people standing by this tree. There was like a picture of just like a group of people. They didn't necessarily even look like cops. So I'm not sure where that is. I haven't studied it, but that row of trees will probably give it away down here. The ones way off the line of those like big pine trees. That will be easy to spot on a Google map, but I haven't gotten that deep. I was like, red car, what are you talking about? So I had to look up the red car first, and then we'll take it from there. But a lot of these reports have been scrubbed. But Fox News got some good stuff. And then there's a part in the audio that Jonathan Lee Riches got from a dumpster on a recorder. And it sounds to me like it's a New York reporter. Because in this clip, she says, "Are you from New York?" And he says, "Yes." So it's some kind of New York, a reporter from New York, talking to someone that lives in the neighborhood. So you got to kind of put it together because it just kind of jumps in. And she's talking about someone with a red car cleaning it with bleach. So when it first starts, they talk about this red car. They talk about someone being arrested. And if you remember, there was a man that was arrested. I can't remember his name, but he like threatened his wife or something. So I don't know who he's talking to. She says her name's Amber, and there's two people talking. So just bear with me. I did download the audio. I took some of the background out, enhanced it, so maybe we can hear it a little bit better. So here we go. Let's listen to this clip.
Arrested him because they kept him away from me.
Yeah, but before that. Right.
So we weren't able to get him in his appointment, and that's the only way he could get his heads. And our doctor, well, we got the same doctor, but they know that he's been depressed, and he even mentioned it the last appointment, not even about a month ago.
Right.
And he was just getting the meds back in the system because they weren't prescribing them to him because he couldn't make these appointments.
So bottom line is he'll get out pretty soon then.
We don't know. We don't know. He's being...
But he hasn't been questioned, like, where
were you on November 13th? The daughter that was just standing there, she totally lied. She's an habitual liar, and I've got...
She just ran away, that's why...
Yeah, she just ran away, and she just came back.
Okay.
This, you know...
Well, I'll be gone in a second.
No, I'm just saying.
But November 13th, that day, did police even ask him whether he was around?
I don't know if they've asked him since when they arrested him, because they kept him away from me.
Yeah, but before that, they had not.
No,
We thought it was our neighbors.
Who did it?
Yeah, we thought it was our neighbors.
Why?
Because they were cleaning their car
early in the morning.
20-degree weather outside with...
And then they disappeared. They came back
and bleach?
With bleach, and the bleach is still on the porch.
What kind of car?
It was a red one.
It's a tiny little red car.
Not the white car?
Mm-mm.
No, that white car.
At what time were they cleaning?
It was about noon because James had just got home for lunch. And he was out there doing it. Cleaning inside the car. Bleach. I said, it's cold. He goes, it's bleach.
That's also what set him off. I remember he came inside, he said he was stuck underneath of the trunk and the neighbor just threw a snowball. So he said the neighbor wouldn't throw a snowball at me. There's people...
So you were when were you thinking, maybe that's who did it?
Because well, when they left all that, they were there the day that, let's say she was in jail before the kids ever went to the bars and whatever they were doing. And they came home. I noticed that they were home early the next morning before I went to bed after talking with her. And we noticed that that car was back. And I was asleep. And then my husband came home from lunch, and he points that they were out there cleaning it. And they were there for a couple more hours, and that car
would have been November 14th, I guess?
It was like the Thursday.
Yeah.
Because I remember the FBI came here and was asking me, because I left a tip.
You left a tip about the neighbor?
Mm-hmm. Because, I'm not sure, I'm not saying that it's happening, but they always have their blinds open. They're always staring at us.
Right.
Looking in our windows.
They're constantly always staring at us.
Wait, so the FBI came because you called to say, hey, it was the tip line?
Yeah, and they said
when did you call? The day after?
A couple days later, because I was like,
so a couple days later, after the November 13th thing.
Oh, yeah.
You learned about it, and you thought, red car, you know what kind of car?
It's just a beater is all I know.
A beater?
Yeah, there's two red cars, and I thought the one red car that was back, because when they said, they came here, I was like, yeah, they came back. It wasn't a red car. Car. They have a old beat up blue Ford.
Beat up old, what?
A blue Ford. A beat up blue Ford, yeah.
But the red car, you don't know what kind.
And they have two different ones.
So you called to say, hey, that there was a guy?
So many cars.
Yeah, with bleach, and he left the trash open or not open, but it was partially open. The lid wasn't shut all the way, and the paper towels and stuff was hanging out of it.
They called the tip line, and they said
and the bleach was still sitting there. It's still sitting there. That one car still has not been back.
The red car. It's
the
gone?
Red car. There's another red one over there, but that's not the one.
Okay, so there was a red car here, and it's now gone. Mm-hmm. Did it leave right that day?
It left the night they bleached it. It was about 4 days after it happened.
What time was it? Were they bleaching around noon?
Yeah.
The next day, and then that night it disappeared.
Yep. And we have not seen since.
So the FBI came over to you, and you told them this again, right? And did they go over and question them?
The people weren't there, and he says, okay, he goes, I'm just going to let you know, we'll probably be back and forth around over here, just keeping an eye out on everything. And then I'm going to try to see if, when they're home, if we can introduce ourselves and find out the question.
Okay. So you don't know if it's an ongoing issue or not?
I'm not sure. Not sure.
Thanks. That's a crazy coincidence.
But, yeah, the whole bit where they're throwing his 2007 case up with what happened.
Yeah.
It's the mix that doesn't.
And he
Did
doesn't
he
know.
beat you guys up?
He did me. And my other daughter decided she was going to jump in between me and him.
She said, "Call the cops."
I told her, call the cops, and they all.
She threw herself in the middle,
And
trying to
she not only did she throw herself into it, she threw herself swinging at him.
Yeah.
The light. She pulled my light out of the wall.
Have you talked to him since or not?
They have no contact with her on him. And it really sucks because I know.
Okay, I'm going to stop right here for a second. I think this is in Moscow or Pullman. I don't think this is in PA. Someone was saying this might be a neighbor in PA with the trash and stuff. This is in Pullman or Moscow. I don't know where this is, but I don't think it's in PA. Jay, were there not 2 red cars and 1 left immediately? Is this not near the student's house? I did get a bit lost listening to it. I believe this is near their home. Very close to their home.
Town, dude.
Like it could be even, in that neighborhood. That was the feeling I got. And Betty Jo, no, this is not rumors. This was reported very early on. I believe November 26th, I have something going back to. But definitely by 12/3, it was talked about. And don't forget also that there was another white car, white Elantra no less, that was smashed and found abandoned in Eugene, Oregon as well. I think that there's a lot of different vehicles that could have been used here because I never realized until I found this detailed file of Ted Bundy's timeline. Did you guys know that Ted Bundy used 30 different vehicles? I thought he just had a tan bug and he stole a van from, FSU or UF. I thought that was it. He had 30 different vehicles. He stole, he borrowed from friends. He borrowed his girlfriend's car to go kill somebody. And he borrowed his friends' cars to go kill people. So who knows, man? Who knows? You were just watching what, Jams?
Creep Town, dude.
He's in bad shape. His mom even said.
Do you know the name of the
Kermit.
next door?
Oh, I don't know nothing. They've been here for 2-3 months.
What number is it?
It's R40.
R40?
Our neighbor.
Ribbit your ass on out of here, Kermit.
They've been here for 2-3 months.
What number is it?
It's R40.
R40?
Okay, wait. I know.
She was living there for.
I remember now. This is the trailer park there. Remember we saw one of the YouTubers, I can't remember who it was, early on showed the road. Was it Dr. Thrifty? He showed that road in the trailer park and there was that white truck. I think this is the same trailer park. It's all coming back to me now.
14 years, and she worked for Search and Rescue.
She still does.
She still works for Search and Rescue, and they bought that trailer out from underneath.
She lives. Oh, so she
She
doesn't.
did. No, they booted her.
Bought her out
She lived there for many, many, many years.
Do you know how long those folks have lived here?
Probably about 3 months now.
3 months they lived in.
In August.
Who is it? It's a guy, a girl?
It's
Two guys.
August.
2 guys.
We've only seen
how old?
one of the guys. Probably in the late 20s. He's tall.
Both in their late 20s, maybe?
Mm-hmm.
2 guys,
One
late
guy's
20s.
The youngest, I don't know if I could believe her, but
Which one was cleaning the thing with bleach?
I don't know. The big one, the night that I totaled my car, the big one came out and asked.
it wasn't
if I
the big
needed
one.
help.
It was the smaller guy.
The smaller guy
of the
was
two.
here not too long ago.
Did you
Saw him
confront them and
yesterday.
say, what are you doing?
Mm-mm. No.
No.
With everything going on,
You called short while later. You called. And again, the FBI came over the next day, or
No, it took them over a week.
Huh?
It took them over a week. I called, in fact, the PD came over here for the Thanksgiving stuff, and I was like, hey, I said, I called a tip line on them, you know, like over last week sometime, and I haven't heard anything. Have you guys? Yeah, we haven't gotten a call on it or anything. I was like, okay, maybe we'll do some investigating. I think it was like 2 days after that is whenever FBI came by.
All right.
Yikes.
Do you know cops personally, or are you friends with?
Some, yeah.
Have you heard any tidbits about the case?
Oops.
None.
Sorry, it's called. You should get back inside.
It's okay. I'm fine.
I won't use your name. Obviously, you're a victim.
Yeah, and that's the other thing. He's blaring my name out there. It is
What's your first name? Just so
Amber.
Sorry?
Amber.
Yeah, I saw that listed.
Yeah, that's insane. They're not supposed to legally do that. Because
Posting her.
No,
my
you see
pictures.
that listed, and when you put up his name and this address, that comes up.
Oh.
Your name.
What was his name, Mary Blues?
That Johnny Blues put my name, and he put a satellite thing with a map from here to the homicides. Yeah, look how close this is. And he's got our trailer
close
circled
is
on
it?
his map.
It's close enough. I was almost gonna move into those apartments.
Yeah, it's right up over past Arboretum and like 2 streets over.
Apartments. It's
It's
not in the
very-
trailer
minute
then.
walk?
My friend
Oh
said
no,
he
it's
was
probably
gonna-
about 10 minute.
10-minute walk.
Yeah.
Jeez. All right.
Yeah.
Sorry for what you're going through. Obviously, hanging in there and
But yeah,
things get better.
I'm not blaming him, you know, because he don't remember anything. I know, you know, most survivors,
Right.
they try to cover, but I'm not covering for him because he's never done anything.
All right. Well, let me talk to my lawyer and see if we want to do anything with this, but I'm sorry for what
It's
you guys
okay,
are going
and I'm
through.
sorry it kind of
If
snapped
do you have my number?
on your card.
Can you text me your number at some point if you have?
Yeah, is it this 914 number?
Yeah. It's
Are
my-
you guys?
that's my
Are you
cell
from
phone.
New York?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
They flew me in for a week.
Oh boy. Yeah.
There's a lot of crazy stuff going on in this town.
Yeah.
My dad has nothing to do with it.
How old are you?
I just turned 28 in May.
You said there's a lot of crazy stuff in the town, but my dad had nothing to do with it.
Yeah, nothing to do with that stuff up there.
All right, so that's where I stopped it, and I appreciate you guys letting me know that you've seen it elsewhere. However, we are going through it here, and we're starting from scratch because we haven't gone through this. So I'm grateful for what other creators are doing. However, I'm here doing my thing. So, all right, so let's pull this up next. And that audio came from Jonathan Lee Riches. Let me just clarify. It didn't come from anybody else. I got that audio from Jonathan. Okay, here is in the press release dated December the 12th, 2022. If you scroll all the way down, this is very wordy. There's tons of things I could talk about as I scroll through it, but I'm going to stick with the car. So we're going to go down under rumor control, where they're disputing all of the things that happened, like the 3:01 a.m. alcohol incident at Band Field, the targeted attack. They're not saying whether it was the people or the residents. And I have explanations why for all of these in my head. But we're going to scroll down right here. There have been online reports of a Red Mustang on South Deacon Street being processed as part of this murder investigation. This information is not accurate, and the vehicle is not connected to this incident. So, one might read that and go, oh, well, it's not connected. Yeah, James Leonard, that's his name. Leonard. Yep, Leonard. And he was arrested right after, if I'm not mistaken, like in the beginning of December, something like that. And it was like an attack on his wife. But that guy was living with another guy. That's where I get confused on that. That's what I don't understand about it. And obviously we can look into it deeper. Yeah, I remember seeing him. I just couldn't remember his name. Oh, Kermit, I was joking because I don't like frogs, and instead of trolls, I call them toads or frogs, and you were a frog, so I was just messing with you. No offense. James is this woman's boyfriend who was just talking. Who's James, though? James Leonard, the one that was in jail? And she said it was because, yeah, he did a knife attack and he wasn't taking his meds. The guy with the red car lived with a roommate that those ladies were speaking about. Keep playing the tape. That's all I cut from that one. But down here, they also say online reports of the victims being tied and gagged are not accurate. I never heard them report that they were bound and gagged until they said they weren't. So that left me thinking that possibly they were. The two guys with the bleach are next door to James. Right, that was the reporter, and that was James's wife and daughter. So she's saying they had this altercation because he wasn't taking his meds, but then at the same time, she's talking to him about the neighbors, right? Late 20s, two guys, one with a red Mustang, and then a beater truck. Crystal, so last night I was looking about him and found the guy he shot. Sister wrote all this stuff. She says prosecutors and counsel are highly interconnected with James' mother. Oh my God. I found something about him too. He was in big trouble a few years ago. Like, I don't even know why he was out when he was out. I was shocked that he wasn't still in jail with his record. My dog's name was Kermit and she was a frog. French bulldog and pug. It's a frog, not frog. Well, thank you and welcome. Thank you for subscribing, Kermit Frog. And it may not have anything to do with the case. You're right. It may not, but this is something that I had never even heard of. So I thought it was worth talking about and at least, talking through. So I've got one more article regarding this from the Independent. And I'm going to just read through this really fast. The Moscow Police Department has refuted a conspiracy theory regarding a red Mustang. Now, this is on November 29th, Tuesday, November 29th. And they're saying there's already a conspiracy theory about a red Mustang. Okay, so the Moscow Police Department has refuted a conspiracy theory regarding a red Mustang in the Idaho murders case, even as they scramble for more clues. So I never even heard about the red car. This is one of those kind of like they weren't bound and gagged. In a statement, the Moscow Police Department said there have been online reports of a red Mustang on South Deacon Street being processed as part of the investigation, but this case is not related to the ongoing murder investigation. The mystery of the four murders on the 13th of November in which Ethan, Xana, Madison, and Kaylee were brutally killed has baffled not just police, but us internet sleuths as well. After cops failed to identify a suspect or locate a murder weapon, speculations were rife on social media, with the latest one being about a red Mustang. One of the Twitter users shared a photo of the car with a Reddit screenshot that said, "Yesterday, November 25th, I took a screenshot from the Idaho Murder Facebook group of what appears to be a red Mustang convertible being searched by a forensic team." It added the original image and thread were removed from the Facebook group due to disagreements on whether or not the image showed a forensic team or a group of people fixing the car. I mean, what? Fixing the car. Did you guys see? Let's go back. Wait, let's go back.
Arrested him.
I'm gonna mute her. Let's look at this picture. They're in hazmat suits. I mean, let's really look at this picture for a second. Let me make it bigger. So the picture is being taken by someone in a black pickup. Okay. They've got the hood open. There's a bumper off the thing. There's it looks like it's missing a tire. Is it missing a tire? I mean, what is going on? This is, and this is not being worked on. What the heck? They're stripping this thing down to nothing. My question is, where is this though? We need to figure out where this is. And you see those big pine trees that are all in a row? That will be our identifier, I think. I mean, I would think that they would know it's a Mustang. They're like, it's a beater. I mean, I don't know what kind of car that woman has, but... Oh my God. Okay, Mary, or whatever your name is.
Because they...
See, this is... Why can't people just be cool? Like, why do you keep pumping this sleuthy goosey in my chat? Why do you do that? Is that the girl that ran into the fire hydrant in Pullman? Damn, Yeah, let me pull up a map, guys. All right, here we go. Are the pine trees up behind the student's house? Let's see. I mean, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but damn, I mean, I know my peeps don't go in people's lives and go, hey, Jay is for Justice talked about this. Like, that's cheesy. Don't do that. Just don't do that. Okay. I'm not pissed off at all. I'm just like standing up for myself. Like, I don't make enough money to be a billboard for other new YouTubers. I'm just not. And it's just rude to do that. So where is the line of trees and where is this trailer park? Palouse? See, this is where we've got to pull up the address. It is rude to come in and go, oh, so-and-so went live with the same thing and did a great job. She has the whole story. I mean, come on. What's the name of the trailer park? Does anyone know? Oh, South Deacon. Oh my God. One maiden nut. What would I do without you? What would I do without my maiden nuts?
Roberta.
South Deacon. All right. Oh, shit. It's right there. This is Deacon right here. Hmm. Do we have a house number for it? Did she say LE officers wasn't heard or seen? I thought she said the car. This photo is from 2021. Is that the apartments they're talking about? God, it looks so nice around there. It's hard to believe someone's there creeping on them. Ugh. Let me see what you guys are saying. It's really close, yeah. Thank you, Angie B. Right, it's just respectful. I mean, it's fine to mention others like, oh, hey, like my source is this, but like to come in and be like, oh, she did the same thing and like it was so good, like directing people there. It's just rude. You can tell when people are doing it for certain reasons. That's all. So what is the address of, I don't see a trailer park, Maiden Nut. What's the address of the trailer park? Right, and over and over and over. It's like we get it the first time.
Creep Town, dude.
Are you addicted to the shindig, Kermit? I might be. Jammers. Oh, shit. So Pi Beta Pi is right there. Is that where Kaylee once lived, too? Pi Beta Pi. It's all freaking frat houses around here. And you know what? A little red car is going to be like a needle in a haystack, just like the little white ones. This is all from 2021. But yeah, creepy close, and the campus is literally right there. Does anybody have the trailer park address? While we wait for that, it's not uppity. It's not. No. All right, let me just search. Trailer Park, Moscow, Idaho. Robinson Mobile Home Court. Bueller. All right, this is how we're going to find it. It's going to be I don't know. Right here. Allman in East Robinson. By Dutch Brothers Coffee. Oh my God. Stop it. Isn't that where Kaylee worked? Was Dutch Brothers at one point? So it's right behind the Nom Nom. Oh, there's Rosauers. I have all these reports from the date. We're going to go through them too. But there's Rosauers. That's the grocery store. I didn't know what Rosauers was. There's suspicious reports from Rosauers as well. Yeah, the trailer park's around here somewhere. I remember looking at it before. I think it's down at the end of this road. It gets really sketchy around here. Look. I mean, not really sketchy, but not as nice as over by some of those areas. I mean, look at this. I think you go all the way down here. It's one of these roads. I remember seeing it at one point. Sorry, guys. But it's down one of these roads. Like, I don't know. I might be going the wrong way at this point. But anyways, if you guys find that, let me know the address. Oh, wow. Altered Soul, you were thinking of the Dutch Brothers paint, right? Okay, so let me show you some of these screen grabs while we wait and see if anybody comes up with that trailer park. Because these are going to be reports from November. They're going to be from November the 10th through November the 9th through November the 13th is what we're going to be looking at. So here is the first one. And this one is at 12:52 a.m. Someone knocked on reporting party's door less than 10 minutes ago, but was hiding off to the right. Officer responded, no report. These are in no particular order. I'm just showing you a few from those days. Here's another one, 1200 block of Indian Hills Road, which is interesting to note because this I actually remember was the night of the murders. So this was at 2:49 a.m. This is in the archives. This is 2:49. Thank you, Melanie. Melanie Mays. 603 West Palouse River Drive. 603. Wow. I've seen that Palouse in a lot of these blotter posts. So this one is 1200 block Indian Hills Drive at 2:49 a.m. on November the 12th. Or the 13th, rather. 2:49 a.m. just after midnight. Just like 12 minutes before the call comes in about they go on the alcohol call at Band Field. Thanks, Peaks. Hey, Prepper, PJ. So this is also where Brian pinged. If you recall, he was sitting up on the hill on Indian Hills Drive overlooking Moscow, the police department. So with that being said, this is going to bring me into this picture here. I know it's blurry. I zoomed in. Oh, you can't see it yet. Hold on. There's no proof or even evidence Brian was overlooking the police on Indian Hills. What do you mean? There certainly is. He pinged right there, right? And we don't know if they maybe have surveillance footage from him being there as well. From someone's house. Because if you pay attention to this report, it doesn't even matter what he's saying right now. Look at the angle that the cameraman is standing on. Let's go back. All of this stuff is important, guys. Like, they're not going to stand on this weird angle for no reason. Like, they're more likely, the news is more likely to show the Moscow police department in the background. Oh, I'm sure they have a lot of ring. I mean, look at this house that's up there. These people have a camper. Their yard is fenced in. I guarantee you they have footage. They have cameras. I would be surprised if they didn't. But I just found this angle to be very interesting. And let me see. I think it was said that he was on Indian Hills. Let's check that. Let's cross-reference that. Where did I read that? In the pings? Okay, here we go. It says here, on November 13th at 2:42, 8458 was utilizing cellular resources that provide coverage to blank Northeast Valley Road, which was in Pullman. And then at 2:47, where did we have him there? Where did we have him there? See, now this is getting confusing. Where did I read that? I could have sworn I read it in here. You guys remember the Indian Hills Road? I'm just striking out. I know, a database that's searchable. This is so interesting to me because I paid no attention at the beginning. It takes my mind a lot to process. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to take in. Daily Mail has a blurb. All right, let me just do that then. Because I know it was mentioned. I just need to find out the context if we can believe it or not. Indian Hills Road. Let's see if anything comes up. Here we go. Retracing Brian Koberger's steps. Thank you so much, Jams. Jams. According to the affidavit and surveillance video, so it's not just pings. It's believed Koberger left his apartment sometime before 2:45. Surveillance on Washington State University campus shows him at 2:50. The white Hyundai Elantra is next track going westbound on Indian Hills Drive. That same white Hyundai Elantra. Just east of Main Street in Moscow at 326. 326. So he's on Indian Hills Drive, and then at the same time, right? At the same time, 249, right before he even gets to town. Someone reports, oh, this vehicle looks rear-ended. Coincidence? I don't know. Strange. And then here's a couple more. Threatening. This is also the day of the murders, the 13th. 500 block of Moore at 2:54 a.m. Officer advised no report, reporting a threatening phone call. 500 block of Moore Street. This is archived as well. And then in the morning at 7:58 a.m., reporting party thinks his bike was stolen, noticed it gone yesterday. Officer contacted, report taken. I mean, all of these things may or may not be connected, but it's odd nonetheless to think about, you know, the various things that Papa Roger said about, did he drive to the scene or did he bike, walk? All three. But what's really going to get him, you guys, is if Brian Koberger did this. If Brian Koberger did this and he was following these girls or one of these girls or whatever, if it's true that he was following them wherever they went, think about the girls' data. Think about the girls' data and them having their phones all in the same vicinity and showing a jury that. Showing the jury the patterns. Because, you know, they may, everybody's like, oh, well, Brian Koberger, da, da, da. Like, but what about the girls' data? What about where their phones pinged in reference to his? If there's a pattern where he's following them around, it will be on phones unless he did something to manipulate that. But there's also cameras and you can't manipulate cameras unless you break into somewhere and try to. But if they are all in the same vicinity over and over and over, like they're at work, he's hovering around, you know, the calls are coming in, this dude's weird. I mean, you put all of these pieces together. Yes, it's all circumstantial. But sometimes when you have all these pieces and you can put them all together and make it make sense, it tells a story. And we don't know what the deal is with Kopacka. That's all sealed under investigation. We can get no word on that. So I don't think that we should necessarily think that everything's out of the water, that it's just him. We don't know. We don't know if I mean, you say he might be set up. What about this? What if he was turned in? Right, but Aristocrat, all of these apps follow us now. They didn't just request cell phone tower pings. You have Snapchat that shows your location. And I guarantee you, if he could see their location on Snapchat, they did request a warrant from Snapchat. I mean, we just don't even know what Kopacka's connection could be, possibly. We don't know all of those things. Exactly, Little Boston. They even ask for precise location as an option on the iPhone. Investigators were given video footage on the Washington State University campus. A review of that video shows that around 2:44 a.m., a vehicle similar. Thank you, Diogi. Jill Jewell. Does anyone think it's weird that Pullman chief of police had communicated with Brian back in April for intern? No, because he wanted to work in their department. And if you look at the letter he wrote, he thinks they're small town podunk. He knew. He knew they were a mess. All you have to do, I mean, look at the research we did. All we had to do was like Google Pullman, and we saw the police chief step down. 3 others had to step down because they covered up the sex crime. He knew they were all a mess. Right, but I think that they have more than what's in the PCA. The PCA is only what they had to, show enough to arrest him. And from what I'm hearing from all the experts, they didn't even have to put as much as they did in there. And I think that what's in there are little breadcrumbs. There's no definitive stuff. There's still, like the way they word it, there's still a lot of things up for interpretation. And I think we should read it through it again in another live and go through it. 1000 block of Deacon Ave. This is November 11th. Caller advises it sounds like their neighbor is yelling, jumping around, and pounding on things. 1000 block of Deacon. So that's probably where that dude lives. Let's go. 1000 Deacon Ave. What? It's right here? That doesn't even make sense. Maybe it's these apartments. 1000 block of Deacon. There's that road again. Doesn't really mean anything, though. Okay. That's the apartments here. Sorry. I think Brian might have tried to frame him as well. And he caught onto him, or he came to the cops after something. Vehicle similar to the description of the Elantra was seen traveling north, and around 10 minutes later was seen traveling towards South Route 270, which connects Pullman to Moscow. How did they come upon Brian in the first place? Wasn't it Pullman cop who noticed his white Elantra? Yes, that is the story that we've been told, but I don't even believe that. I think they knew who Brian was. I think he was being a creeper prior to that, and they knew exactly who he was. I really do. I think some of these incidents were him. Here's another weird one. This is on December 16th. This one here is in December. So this is the day after Brian leaves on the 700 block of Queen Road. Or no, this is the 15th. Sorry. This is the 15th of December. So the day that Brian leaves with his dad, this happens. And someone calls the police to say, reporting party said someone went up the stairs to her neighbors, stayed for about 10 seconds, and then went back down. This is before, like, why would someone call about that? Stayed for 10 seconds. This is on the 15th. I thought that was a really strange report. Some of these I think might have been bogus calls, and that's why there's no report. Because they just were too lazy to put unfounded. Now, this one here was on November 12th, the day before the murders. Someone called from the 1600 block of Lenter Street the day before the murders at 1:56 p.m., and they reported their license plate is missing and they're unknown when it happened. Yeah, there was one that looked it up on the computer and then one drove into the parking lot. Diogi says review of more footage from multiple videos showed several sightings of the Elantra starting at 3:29 a.m. and ending at 4:20 a.m. Right, I mean, your license plate is stolen. That's alarming.
Creep town, dude.
It does not say the type of car. Hi, Robin. Mary P says, fun fact. A law enforcement officer was also fired from Pullman PD at the first Pullman town meeting following the murders. LE was fired for allowing the use of surveillance equipment in unsanctioned purposes and persons. Really? I did not know that. Hope you're having a good weekend, Robin. Enjoying those Dr. Pepper floats, are you? Oh, shoot. Okay, here are more from November 12th. Domestic dispute at 500 block of Indian Hills. Reporting party advising the people at this location are arguing. Seems verbal only. States mail isn't supposed to be there and is an ongoing issue. This is the night of the murders. Remember when Chief Fry, and we need to go back to our press release because I need to remind you. Okay, so let me show you the press release again. It's the part about Ethan and Xana. Okay, so we have to pay attention to this too. So it says, investigators have determined that Ethan and Xana were seen at the Sigma Chi house on the University of Idaho campus at 735 Nez Perce Drive. At approximately 1:45 a.m., Ethan and Xana are believed to have returned to the residence. It was previously reported that Ethan resided at the home. However,
Creep town, dude.
it has been determined that he was only visiting. So my question is this. Did Ethan stay there because these girls were feeling creeped out by a stalker? Is that why Ethan was visiting? It could be. Was he there to protect and be aware of what was going on? And then if you go down, they want to know right here. Look at detectives continue investigating what occurred from approximately 9 p.m. on November 12th to 1:45 a.m. on November 13th, when Ethan and Xana were believed to be at the Sigma Chi house. any interactions, contacts, direction, and method of travel, and anything abnormal could add context to what occurred. So now if we go back here, to this, we have a dispute at the 500 block of Indian Hills Drive at 9:30 on the 12th. Reporting party advising the people at this location are arguing. Seems verbal only. States mail isn't supposed to be there and is an ongoing issue. 902 South Deacon. All right, I'll check that out. Thank you. Thank you, Salt. We'll look at that in just a sec. And then that same day on the 12th, we have at 10:42 a.m. glass in the crosswalk in the roadway near Steiner. And then the officer responded and there was no hazard. It's like someone lied. And then here's another one at 10:57. Reporting party wanting information about getting a car seat from the PD. Officer contacted, no report. Just weird. Just weird. Let me make sure I've gone through all of these. But then we have this suspicious circumstance also at Mountain View Road. Someone knocked on the door and was hiding off to the side. Or Indian Hills Road, sorry. The stolen bike. And then we're going to go now to Deacon Avenue. The license plate missing, though, I thought was interesting. Oh, here, I've got one more. Got one more. This one's a good one. So this is also... Oh, that's not it. Hang on. I lied. There's two more. So here's the first one. Disabled vehicle. So we have had a lot of reports there of vehicles that were just left abandoned. I've noticed that as I've gone through this blotter, whatever you want to call it. But the license plate's missing. There's more than one of those prior to the murders, like between August and November. And then also, I was reading this and then I was back to the grub truck. Do you remember the message that was read aloud when the girls were standing there waiting for their food? And the message says something like, time to start the old car. And then it says, V, 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 V. Oh, shoot. The battery's dead. Try again later. I do local lass, and maybe that was with Brian, huh? And I believe that he did that grub truck, like Super Chat or whatever it's called. And then the day before the murders, at Troy Road and South Main, which is right downtown, at 1820, reporting party advised her vehicle shut off on the left turn lane at this location. Not blocking. Reporting parties has friends to come help her in a second. VVV, VVV. We also had two overdoses in these days leading up to the murders. I think that he messed with someone's car or had someone mess with cars. I really do. Look into WSU security guard
Creep Town,
affiliations.
dude.
Interesting. And then this is the other one. Threatening. No, I already went over that one. Hang on, I've got one more. Yep, this one right here. Creep Town, dude, for sure. See, now I gotta close some of these out. Hold up. So someone got their parking permit stolen as well. So, gosh, why does it keep pulling this one up? All right, let me shut off all these other ones. I'm getting too many windows open here, guys. All right. I got to get rid of this biking one. Oh my gosh. Okay, there I am. Hello, hello. Hey, Snooks. WSU security guard and BK said to be friends. The park would also provide a pedestrian route from Indian Hills Drive down the hill to Southview Avenue, a route that is not currently in place. This was 2017. Interesting. Diogi, could you email me where you're getting that? Yeah, I don't get the tea. I don't know what you mean by that. I don't have any tea. I'm just looking at what's out there. Here is 700 block of Nez Pierce, which is the frat house. There's a vehicle parked on the grass for the last week. Just a random vehicle, just parked on their grass at 8:31 in the morning. Been there for a week. And if you remember when we went through these before, there's a lot of these type of things. And then down here below that, this is also the 12th of November. Here we go. UI Parking wanting to report the theft of a parking permit has been recovered from another vehicle already. Reporting party did not know where it was originally stolen from. Well, I don't, but thank you, Snooks, for being here. Claudette Everett. In my honest opinion, I believe he was writing his own how to get away with murder. Possibly. He had to be the smartest one. I agree with that. Can't stop addicted to the shindig. Thank you, Snooks. Appreciate you. So a parking permit has been recovered from another vehicle. So someone's stealing license plates and parking permits for UI. And if you recall, there were students that talked to a reporter and they said, you know, that guy was sitting in the cafeteria area or whatever, just staring. Jenny B says, I believe there were two people who did the killings, too much for one person. Maybe they turned on each other. Maybe. They claim the security guard was peeping at girls and BK didn't like it, so he let the security guard out of the car and left. I call BS. Thank you, Kentucky. According to the news, According to the news, incident referenced by Amber happened at 600 block of Palouse. Mystic, I hope you feel better. Thank you, Brandywine. Hello, Obsessed for Disney. I hope you're having a good day. Jenny B, BK and the security guard. And the security guard was for sure young. Odd. I think there's going to be a lot that comes out. Legendary CEO is in the house.
I'm sexy and I know it.
Hope you're having a good weekend, CEO. Is that who he would go running with? Yeah, I don't know. Thanks, Jenny B. Whoop whoop, Paper Chaser starting a super chat. Super chat train, whatever you call it. Super chat.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig. I think that post claimed to be Brian's sister. Okay, so we have Independent, we have Fox 11 reporting that there was some red car that was searched with hazmat suits. I mean, if this is not related, what the heck? I mean, there's only so much that goes down in that town. Like, it's only so big. So let me show you guys what else. So I thought that the reporter's angle was really interesting, that he reported from where those reports claim Brian Kohberger was. But let's read through what these posts claim on Reddit. So it says that it's only a few blocks and we're going to go there. And it says, this was a post that was taken down. One of the most interesting today. Someone posted a pic of what appeared to be FBI and forensics at a car on South Street, very close to the house. They reported driving near the scene and seeing 4 men in black suits and a couple people in biosuits. We zoomed into the pic and saw at least one man in black in a different car. Thank you. We thought it was FBI and forensics. There was a lot of people commenting and disagreeing, and then the post was taken down. Thank you. And then this person says, I remember too. And then police acknowledge searching the Red Mustang and say it has not brought them any closer to a suspect. It was not towed away. They are continuing to follow any and all possible leads. So where'd the car go? It wasn't towed away. And where is this? We're going to see if that's Deacon Street as well. Because that bumper was off that car. I want to know what parking lot that is. Thank you, Angie. I know, but there's no news on a bio attack. Like, what? They had to have recovered something that's associated with these murders, or we would have heard what the outcome was. Like, why keep it secret? The only thing that's being kept secret is this case. Kaz Stewart. Leonard was convicted of a shooting in 07, but blamed self-defense. His defense attorney is the county coroner, Kathy. Remember, she said the students were sleeping in their beds. Okay, so let's go to 902 South Deacon. LDS Institute. What? Is this a joke? That's the Latter-day Saints. Isn't it? That's what it says on here. Why are you taking me to the Latter-day Saints? Is that where the trees are? Wait a minute. That is a line of trees, but I don't think that's our line of trees. I don't think that's our line of trees. Mm-mm. There's a basketball hoop right there. Let's try the other address that someone gave me. 603 West Palouse River. There we go. Now, let's see where that is compared to the house. Oh, there's the Grove. There's a lot of reports from the Grove. Ooh, it's close. So it's down here, right? And then they're up here. They're not far at all. Let me move this over so you guys can see better. We're gonna hop down there. Let's be like a toad and hop down to the trailer park. All right, so lots of field. This is from Image Capture 2021. Let's see if we can go in here. Ooh, we can. I don't understand how this trailer park would be connected though. Is that the beater? The blue beater? Look at that place. Ye God. Didn't she say, the girl in the recording say a blue Ford? No, that's not Christ Church, though. LDS is different than Christ Church. LDS is the Church of Latter-day Saints, which is Mormon. It's not the Christ Church. They're two different things. But didn't she say they had a blue beater truck? I thought she did. That could be the house she's talking about. I'm not sure. But she said they had several cars as well. Good grief. This is really close to campus, too. Like super close. That guy's out, though. That Leonard guy, he got out, didn't he? He's not in that jail anymore. I'm still not finding our trees, though, the line of trees. We're going to have to figure that one out. Because there's another trailer park. That's not the same trailer park that the truck was at. And those aren't the same trees. I don't know, guys. I'd like to know where this is, though. Because didn't it snow? I think it had snowed right before they took all the belongings out of the house. When they took all the kids' belongings out. Hadn't it just snowed then? And this looks like it's just hanging out, sitting in someone's parking lot. You think it looks like a drug thing? Why would they have hazmat suits on, though? One-eyed Flo, thank you. Choo-choo.
Can't stop addicted to the shindig.
Kaz Stewart. Police arrived at their Palouse River Drive home and found Leonard's wife with blood on her nose and mouth, according to court documents. Nice. Is that the parking lot behind there? Oh, if it's meth lab chemicals, they will use a suit. Good thinking. That could... Good thinking. Fentanyl protection. Duh. It snowed either the night of the murders or the next day. Yeah, that does make sense that that's a drug thing. Okay. And you know, if this chick is maybe making excuses for Leonard, who knows? He had knives and a joint. Good example of hazmat suit for drugs is fentanyl. This is a small college town. Lots of drinking, drugs, pranks, immaturity. All of those police calls say no report. Why is that? I don't know. I don't know if they were unfounded. And if he was like making these calls to the police to, you know, get the police busy over here while he's over here doing something. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if her husband's pulling a knife on her and stabbing her and she's, you know, excusing it, he's not on his meds. We got to take that with a grain of salt, right? But if you guys can do some digging and find out where this is, what road that would be, there's boulders on the side of the road. And it looks like a busier road right here because there's several tire track marks in the snow. And it's still coming down. Now this one says here. What are you doing, Belle? Image was posted by someone in the area. Deacon Street is a 3-minute drive from the girl's house and an 11-minute walk. It was pointed out in this thread that the taillights of a vehicle seen in the windows of a local business in the Twitch video looked similar to a Mustang. And the car search was done around 4 p.m. on the 25th of November. So who knows? The 25th of November. Suppose we can go to our Moscow police blotter. November 25th, 2022. See what's on here. Oh, November 25th is when they came out with a press release as well. I wonder what time this came out because they searched that car on the same day they released this long press release. The same day that they searched the car. And detectives seized the contents of the 3 dumpsters. Governor Brad Little gave the $1 million. Now, if this is some kind of a serial killer case that goes back and solves like maybe some cold cases, that there might be some other people involved here. I can understand why the governor gave that kind of money. They have a lot of unsolved murders. We're going to go over 5 of them tomorrow. Tomorrow, we're going to be going over the Snake River murders. There's a lot of missing people and unsolved murders in this area, dating back to the 80s. Does anyone know if Brian's phone pinged the night the dog was killed and skinned in Moscow? We don't know any of his other dates and stuff. They just said 12 times. So we don't know that, Robin, I don't think. Demetrius had a Mustang. It's in Miss America's shorts video, Emma Bailey. And they're both out. Charges dropped. So, who knows? I mean, if other people have been indicted, could it be under secret right now? Is that possible? If there is another person or persons, at least 12. Yep. And then they also address the 1999 double stabbing in Pullman and the 2021 double stabbing in Salem, Oregon. But just because they say they're not related, we have to take that with a grain of salt, because we never even heard online reports of them being tied and gagged. And I don't think this is for us. I think this was something that only them and the perp would know. And since it was wrong, I think they thought that the perp would want to correct that. Do you get what I'm saying? Because like people like BK and BTK and Ted Bundy and everything, they don't want it to be reported wrong, what they did. And I think this was all put out there for the perpetrator before he was arrested, to see how he would react, to see what he would do. Because you can see he can't let things go. Like we saw that in the body cam. Well, you know, he's polite about it, but, you know, either way, you know, like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but do you think you could get me that law? Because I think I'm smarter than you. Dirty Clean 555. I found 6 articles, reports on informants, bus arrests. Was cross-referencing some names and maybe something there, but too much work. LOL. That's why you're awesome and I just watch. Dirty Clean, if you want to send anything our way, we'd be happy to try to decipher through it and see if we find anything there. Yes, I didn't know that my state actually has a free mail order program for Narcan. Yes. Thank you, Mary P, for sharing that. You guys, if you carry that on you, I know you think, oh, I won't need it, but you never know when someone around you might. And we have to remember, these people that are overdosing on fentanyl are not junkies. They're not junkies. Altered Soul. I've always wondered if that was true because a reporter asked that in the very first presser. What's true? Yeah, Monkey Vaughn, that has been just radio silent. Totally radio silent on Monkey Vaughn. And I'm going to tell you something, you guys. There's some weird things that I've noticed. And let me show you this one little collage. And I don't know what is going on here, but I do feel like this is something bigger. And I know it's been reported that BK's dad has brothers in other states and things like that. What's really strange, and we're going to talk about this more tomorrow, but I'm going to give you a little bit insight. So the Snake River killer struck in the beginning of the mid-'80s. There was a UI student, a senior, One of the victims was a UI senior. But with all the circumstances, we're going to learn about that tomorrow. Let's take a look at some of the faces we've seen that these cases really haven't made any sense yet. So we're gonna discuss, and I'm gonna bring this up just a little bit. We're gonna talk about it just for a few minutes. I'm not gonna get deep into it, but these are some cases here that we've followed. You may or may not be familiar, so I'm going to tell you who they all are. Obviously, you know who Brian Koberger's dad is down there, bottom left. Now, the top left, his name is Robert Kessler. And when I went and looked up, because I'm like, damn, he kind of reminds me of BK's dad. But, I'm crazy like that. And I think a lot of people look like a lot of people. But I wanted to look him up nonetheless and see what was going on with his case, because Robert Kessler, right here on the top left, was arrested for murder of Stephanie Crone Overholtz. And her remains were found in garbage bags in the McKay Bay here in Tampa. She was from Pennsylvania, and she drove a white Elantra. Now, when I looked up Robert Kessler's court documents, he has aliases. And he has a couple different social security numbers. Okay, so over to the right of him is Steve Collier. This is Debbie Collier's husband. Debbie Collier went missing in a very mysterious way, and it was ruled a homicide, and then quickly they came out and said it was a suicide. Could that be because they were investigating something more? Now, on the bottom right is the suspect in the Snake River killings from the 80s. So we're going to be talking more about this tomorrow. But I just thought it was interesting that Robert, and if you look up the name Robert Kessler, that name was actually someone in the FBI at one point. So this guy uses an alias of someone who was in the FBI. So I don't know how deep this goes, but let me tell you something else. He also has ties to having an alias with the last name Allen. And it made me think of bridge guy, Richard Allen. Now, another thing that's interesting about these two men, Richard Allen and this dude, they both are withering away. They're both withering away in jail. So you remember Richard Allen's attorney said, you remember he was skin and bones. So is this guy. Mr. Cope, yeah, he's gross. There's something with him. I can't shake it.
Creek Town, dude.
Exactly. Perv 63084. Hello, Perv. So, I don't know. Just interesting that Debbie's ruled a suicide after they called it a homicide. That doesn't make sense. And what about Stephen Smith? Dirty clean, there's probably a lot. There's probably a lot. Mandy, thank you for gifting a membership. Let's see who gets it. Who's the lucky son bitch? Fraggle Rock. Congratulations. I blew your mind, Jams. I'm just looking at old cases. So what else is interesting is Debbie Collier's house. Do you remember when they showed her house and it was a dome house? Well, the suspect in the Snake River murders also resided in a dome house. Something about these cases right here never sat well with me. The Kessler case with Stephanie Crone Overholtz and the Debbie Collier case never made sense. And you know what? Quite frankly, neither does Delphi. And we have freaking Brian and his dad driving through Indiana. Could this be a serial killer case? Is this why? Did you hear that foil? Make your hat, Fraggle Rock. Is this why the governor gave them $1 million? $2 million. They got a lot of unsolved cases. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Mike Sander coming in hot. Thank you so much, Mike. You are so generous. Jamie J. Quartz, Viv, Jerry, and Jeff Kent. Congratulations, guys. Woo! We've got 6 new loungers. Thank you so much. All right, let me look at your questions. So we'll be talking about this more tomorrow. We're going to be discussing the 5 that went missing that they think are all one perp. I know there's tons of cold cases around there. There really is a lot of weird circumstances, things that just aren't adding up. Things that aren't adding up. There is also another man that went missing. Let me show you this. Will Hendrick. We're going to be talking about him. We're going to be talking about Will Hendrick one day, not tomorrow. But hey, mind crime. Will Hendrick, the boy in the box in Pennsylvania, a murdered realtor in Pennsylvania that is unsolved. And these are all right in the vicinity of where the Creeper Burgers live. So we're going to talk about that tomorrow. I want to welcome all of you guys to the lounge. Thank you for being members. And don't forget that after this month, it will expire and you will have to renew that membership if you enjoy your membership, which I hope you do. So let me read some of your questions. Kaz Stewart, when BK was stopped the second time on the way to Pennsylvania, I thought he was charged and handed over a dollar bill. Is that not how they got his DNA? Watching from Scotland. Glad to catch you live, Jay. Wow, Scotland. That's awesome. Thank you, Kaz. Charged, handed over a dollar bill. I don't know anything about that. That's news to me. Ooh, Mary P., you think that's the Undie house? Okay, we'll have to dig into that. Do you think Koberger, Tammy Lynn, do you think Koberger did this alone? If not, do you think Jack D could still have something to do with the Idaho 4 crime? No, I do not think that Jack D has anything to do with it. My gut tells me no. My gut has been wrong, but my gut tells me no. I don't think he'd be running around at the Gonsalves family if he was a suspect. Kaz Stewart, thank you so much. Thank you so much. 5 pounds. Is that what that means? 5 pounds. Thank you. Mandy Joe, there is an interesting 3-part series starting tonight on ID, completely unrelated to these cases, called The Curious Case of Natalia Grace. Yeah, I don't think Jack D's hurting a flea. But I do want to give you guys some homework, not really homework, but something that you can watch to prepare for tomorrow if you want to have a little heads up. This right here is who I was talking about as well. This is Will Hendrick and his partner. 2 months, One-Eyed Flo. Thank you so much. Will Hendrick is on the right and his lover is on the left. And Will Hendrick went to a party without his lover, who looks to be a little bit older. And he was never seen again. He disappeared. And later his skull and his remains were found near the bank of the river. And this is from a long time ago, 90s, early 90s. You thought it was a father and son? Yeah, no, it's a UI student and his partner. Can't stop, addicted to the shindig. Oh my God. That's all I got to say is, oh my effing God. Shit. There's so creeper burgers in this world, isn't there? Sleuth Den. I love that. I love that. All right. Let me get you guys something you can watch to prepare for tomorrow's live. Actually, and then I have something I want to go out with to show you. This is also an ID show. You can watch it. You can watch it on ID. It's called, I got to find the name of it. Some of them call it the Lewis Clark Valley serial killer. Some of them call it the Snake River killer. But it's in, I don't have the name of it. It's on People. Let me Google it. Snake River Killer People. People Magazine investigates. Okay, here we go. Copy link. Okay. Thank you for your questions, guys. Here is the link. Beta Burger. Oh, shoot. That didn't work. Ignore that link if it goes through. Hi, Potato. Hope you're feeling better today. Okay, so here you go. This will be your homework, aka prepper. So that is the article about the investigation that People did, and they did this last year. Last year they put this out. An elusive monster first targeted the Snake River Valley area in 1979. And they talked to the sheriff's lady who worked on this case and everything else. So we did talk about this in the Patreon the other night, and we went deep with it. Sneaker River murders. Never heard of that one. Interesting. Okay, so another thing with this footage I wanted to go over with you guys. This guy's face. Okay, one more thing, and then we are going to wrap this episode up. Thank you so much for being here. You got to see this, because we need to talk about this. All right. You're going to have to look in close, okay? All right. So this is Fox News or Fox Digital's footage. And I just slowed it down so we could take a better look at it, but I'll point out what I wanted to point out. What? Thank you, Dirty Clean. Thank you so much. If you could give me a like, I would appreciate it. Like if you do. Subscribe if you want to see more. So there's that screen that's laying there, which is the same as I think in the BTK case. There was also a screen and there was pry marks on the windows. I'll show you what caught my eye here. All right. So you see like those little dots of stuff like on the patio? Now wait for it. What is that stuff? Wait for it. I'm sickened by this. I really, really am sickened. Right here. Y'all see that? Y'all see that brown stuff? It kind of looks like the brown stuff that's in the dog bed, doesn't it? Is that Murphy's fur? Please say that's not Murphy's fur. What is that? Look here. I know a lot of people said, no, the stuffing is brown. I've never seen a dog bed with brown stuffing. Every dog bed or dog toy that my kids have ever, or my dogs have ever had with my kids, has been white cotton. Is that blood? What is it? Berry crap from the trees. I don't know, Peaky. Really? There is dark brown? I've never seen one. Mandy Joe coming in with a random fun fact. Snake River is named Snake by their neighboring tribe, the Plains Indians, to the east, because they use snake heads on sticks to terrify their enemies. I've just never seen brown stuffing in a dog bed before. And I never noticed these clumps of shiz. Like I never saw this footage. I don't think I've ever seen this footage. And there, the stools are in the doorway. Do you guys think it's possible that BK went in through the door and put those stools there so no one could get out, and Xana may have come in the kitchen and saw them? Yeah, I've never seen blood either, but you know, BTK killer actually took the time to clean. And then this I thought was interesting. This is the mobile lab that they were processing the evidence in. Fox Digital got this footage of this mobile forensics lab they had going on. They weren't messing around. And then if you look here, look at Fox all creeping through the bushes at him. But if you look here where these guys are standing, it's right directly through where you would have seen inside Maddie's room. I think it's really interesting that they spent time, you know, right here looking through those trees. And then Fox is creeping on him here. So I'm kind of wondering who this dude is on the far right. I've never seen him before. That's not any of our Moscow officers, is it? The gray-haired fellow with the transition lenses? He has a clipboard. And then another thing that I thought was interesting is that when they take this drone footage, this is Tuesday, November 29th, okay? This is all November 29th. Now, from this angle, number one, interesting where that girl's bedroom is. Here, let me show you what I'm talking about. So if you look, hold up. Let me get my handy dandy drawing tool. Gonna need more slaw in a second. So right here is where I believe the Undie girl's room was in the King Road cabin, and that she got a Ring doorbell on her door here. That's super close. If it was blood on the patio, they would not have left it there after crime scene was processed. I don't know how long it took them to process the crime scene, though. So another thing I noticed. Remember the truck that took the picture of the red Mustang being searched? Keep your eye on this vehicle and this vehicle as soon as the footage starts. I feel like LE could have put that picture out. There they go. 2 identical black pickups. I feel like the LE took that picture and put it out for BKs or the perpetrators. But this is also an interesting aerial view for just the angle. I don't think I've ever quite seen it on this angle. So, Mary, to answer your question, right up here. Hold on. So up here and back here is that parking area. Back in here. But this vehicle, it looks like a Jeep. There's Ethan's Jeep, the red one. And then there's another Jeep there. So I'm assuming, like, I don't know who these vehicles are over here on the side of the house. Like that little red one. Oh, it's a little red one. Do you guys see the little red car right there? And that's a beat. Now that's what I would call a beater. If I was going to label something a beater, it would be this thing right here. That would be a beater. Maybe it's another car that they suspected the killer rummaged through. Could be. I believe there is a set of concrete steps going down behind that house from the side road right in front of Dylan's window. Yes, there is. And they were taken. I have a picture of it. I actually just saved that photo right here. You guys, we are so on the same page. It's not even funny. I don't know. Since you're on the same page as me, be afraid. Be very afraid. Check this one out. Look at this photo that I found. So what I thought was interesting is the Undie girl Her house is right there, right? Look at, there's a white truck in that driveway. Hold on a second. I just noticed something else. And whose black vehicle, like whose cars are these over here? This is what is throwing me through a loop. Like, whose vehicles are these up over here parked on the road? Oops. Oh, whoops.
Brian Koberger.
Yeah, Undie Girl is over here at this house, right? She's down there. Now, this car, oops. Right here, whose would that be? Why is my thing on drugs? Stop. But this is where they got that one camera from. And then if the Undie Girl had one over here on that side. That poor girl, I want to know what her real name is. Not really, but like, I don't want to call her an Undie Girl. Can you imagine? She's probably freaked the fuck out. So, let's see. See these concrete, like, barrier things? I'm going to zoom way in on this. Yeah, I don't know if there was, I don't know. I think they were all friends. I feel like they were all friends. But I mean, I guess it's possible that Brian could have hooked up with I don't think he really hooked up with anybody, though. I really don't. I think that is just, I don't even believe that even came out of my mouth. But right here is where you're talking about this concrete wall / steps. So what is interesting is what used to sit here to the left of the driveway was some weird kind of shed that they tore down. Paper chaser. I mean, would you want to be labeled Undie Girl? Jesus. So I don't know. I was a little tripped out by the what looked like dog fur. I don't know why. I can't shake the fact that it was reported that Buddy the dog was hurt, skinned. I can't shake the story for some reason. I feel like there's a lot more sick shit to this case that we don't know yet. And I think we're going to be shooketh when we find out. Yeah, there was a shed. Let me try to show you. I don't know if this pictures will still be there. King Road, Moscow. If you go to Google Images, you can sometimes get. And I want to know, that dog bed was on the patio, and that dog bed had that brown stuff all in it too. So I don't know what the heck. But here, let's take a look at the King Road Google Images. There's a lot of weird shit when you look through this, okay? Like the fact that like it's boarded up. Have you guys ever seen it before? Look at that angle. Can you guys see that? Look at that angle. You see the shed? Yeah, there used to be a shed right there. I don't think they could close those down because those people had to get to their apartments. That's like the apartment parking. I'm just showing you guys the different angles that are on here. These are the girl, that house we were just looking at. There's their camera. She looks shooketh. Okay, so here we go. This is 1119 King Street, Moscow, Idaho. I mean, what the fuck? 1119.
Creektown, dude.
Exactly. Jackie, happy with the twist, acrylic pores plus. Okay, here's an old picture of the house with the white Explorer in the driveway. Yeah, we looked at these before, didn't we? There's an older picture of the house. There's the shed. See the shed? It has 1122 written on it. Hold up. Let me blow that up for you. Help a brother out. Okay, there you can see the shed. Yeah, that thing came down. Victoria. I know, mine too, Brandy. Have a glass of wine and just forget about it. Let's take a look. There's Fun House shut down. It's not even funny. So like we see these pictures of it. Let me show you some old pictures. I'm just going to keep clicking some when I see them so you guys can see. There's more of the inside there. That chair is moved. They moved that chair. Was that in the yard before? That like swivel chair? Here we go. Here's a picture. Here's the freaking 1122 King Road. Who in the fuck lived in this place? Guys, I think prior to this, it was used as a drug house. I don't think it was currently. It was way too cute. Those girls did not run a drug house, okay? We got to forget that. They weren't running a drug house. Their house was cute. Good vibes. They had, it wasn't overly decorated, but it was a cute house. This is the kitchen before. It looks like, I mean, come on. I get college kids live in shitty places, but this, hold on, there's more. There's more where that came from. If they haven't deleted them all. That's 1118. Hang on, I got to keep looking because there is some bad. I mean, it's got spray paint on the walls and everything. And you notice in this old picture, too, there's a red car there. I'm still looking for the ghetto pictures. They're probably buried. Here, right here. What the hell is this? This is posted on Reddit. And it says here that no dogs are allowed. Cats not allowed, dogs not allowed. Is that why they shared the dog? Here, let me go back. Look at this picture. What in the heck is this? This would be where Bethany and Dylan were down by, right? The Uber driver said it was a known drug house. I think that the people remodeled it. I think the people remodeled it, but were the landlords aware? Because the same people have owned it for a long time. Remember the interview done by the dude that used to live there? He said, guys and staff lived there a few years ago. Is that the secret room? Did he say there was one? I never believed there was a secret room. I feel like this is like one of the front windows. Why is there a noose hanging in the middle? What is this? It's sick. Here's more. Look at this. Is this how the last people before the girls moved in left this house? No, I think it might have been a drug house and then it was remodeled. Sick. It is. It's disturbing. Here's another. This is where their electrical box and stuff is. I don't know. Let's see if I can pull this up bigger. I don't know where this would be located now. Hold up. I don't know. Like, look at that door. Like, where is that? What is that? What room is that? Could Brian have snuck in and been in a room where he set up stuff? Okay, so maybe that's how it was when they bought it. And it could have been that long ago that it was a drug house. I mean, some of these people never leave. They've lived in that town forever. That says 1972. That's weird. Look at this. Is that even on the outside of the house still? Like visible? Weird. I saw the owner or his son took the photo of them all that day. I'd be talking to them. The owner was there? Does he have a kid that goes to that school or something? Someone said there is a secret room located behind a panel in the first downstairs bedroom. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, they gave that house to them for a reason, I think. But you guys, you have to, oh my God. If there's like some kind of weird fucking room in there. Oh, guys. Holy. Okay, could it be right here? Look at this floor plan. Holy shit. Holy. All right, look at this. Look at bedroom 2. Do you see what I see? What in the pure hell is right here? Ah. What is this? What is that? That's not stairs. Because this is the stairs to go up right here. This is the front door. Hang on, I gotta make this thing bigger. Okay, so here's the front door right here, and you're gonna just go left and go right upstairs. This would be Bethany. And this is what we all thought was Dylan. I don't know. I think the utility room is where they have their water heater. Right here. The utility room would have the water heater, and then this would be a laundry room / bathroom combined. Happy Memorial Day, Kevin Musa. So I don't know, just might have been made a big closet, but yes. And also another thing that is interesting. Let me show you this photo. 2 of them. Okay, here's one. They paid a lot of attention to those front windows, you guys, when they were taking pictures and fingerprints. And if you remember in the BTK case, he pried open windows. There were pry marks. And here's one photo. Here's another one. Oh, that's the same freaking one. I thought I grabbed a photo of them taking pictures of the window. But they took close-up pictures and they were fingerprinting these windows up front. I don't know why that same picture keeps popping up. But anyways, I'm sure you guys have all seen it. Whose house is Jesus? Hey, what's up, Tina G? I have so many windows open. I can't find my way back to you guys. There we are. Yes, there is a PD report of digging at a window as well. Yep. Here's that photo. I found it. Found it. Kidding me? There we go. Oh my gosh. Every picture but the one I want. Ah, there she is. Really focusing on that window there. I thought that was interesting. The other one as well. But more importantly, I want to know, I really, really, really want to know who this is. Who is this guy? Who is he? Look at his shoulders. Look at his arms, how they're backwards. Who is he? No, that would be the empty room with the golf clubs in it. For sure, Mike C. I agree. He was definitely in the house before. But who is this guy? With the weird stance. He's the same one that was standing out back, pointing up at the balcony. This guy. Why is it doing this? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, these clubs were in this window. They were in that window right there. They were in that room, rather. So when you're facing the house, that window is on the right. So if you're facing the front door, that is going to be the bedroom over here to the right. And then Bethany was in the one to the left. And I want to thank you guys for being here. And if you want to become a member, Potato, just put the link in chat. And if you would like to become a Patreon, we do our deep dives over there. We go deep. We went deep the first time. It was just a test. And we went deep. All right, guys, take care, dance it out, and enjoy the rest of your long weekend. Be sure to check out my other videos and playlists for more true crime content. And if that's not enough, you can join our Patreon. Don't have a tinfoil hat? It's okay. We'll make you one. It's that easy. See you guys in the next video.
See you later. Bye.